بالكاب والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون ربنا سكر الذي بالكاف والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون.
Le programme suivant sera en anglais.
ربنا سكر الذي بالكاف والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون ربنا سكر الذي بالكاف والنون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, welcome again to the show, in English of course, Echo from Touba, happening here in Touba, in Dakar, Touba, in our studio here this Wednesday. But before, we want to take our time to give our condolences to the Murid and the Islamic community after the departure of our Khalif of the order, Sheikh Sidi al-Mukhtar, just a week ago. What a great Sheikh he was. The accomplishment he did for this community is well known. The mosque he finished, I mean, he's building in Touba with seven minaret, but also the mosque he's building here in Dakar is you know, Mazalikul Jinan, with his own 7 billion CFA, the African Senegalese money in that construction. But number 7 also very acquainted to that particular Sheikh. He's the 7th son of Sheikh Mohammed Lamin Bara, the 7th Khalif of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. Also, he stayed here in the Caliphate for 7 years and 7 months. He was 94 years old. He passed away recently. He was felt really from all the community in Senegal, all the orders, Tijani orders, giving our condolences to the Caliph of the Tijani orders, Serigne Babacar Sy, giving also our condolences to the Caliph of the Niassène order, Sheikh Ahmed Tijani, Layeni order, and all the orders, because he pleaded for unity for our community in Senegal, but also wishing long life and also a long time in his caliphate, Sheikh Muntaha al-Bashir, who really is known for following, being an exemplary disciple, a Murid Sadiq, as is well known here in Dakar. So long life to Sheikh Muntaha and all the families of Serigne Bara, of course, and Sheikh Al-Khadim. Last week actually, we were supposed to do a show on the birthday of a great mystic icon called Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, well known throughout Senegal, throughout the world, of course, a follower of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. We're going to know more about this particular mystic personality from his disciple visiting us today, and we're very proud and happy and blessed to have Sheikh Fara GAYE. Sheikh Fara GAYE, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa qadimihi Bamba Ahmadu wa sallim. We are very proud to be in this network.
Alhamdulillah.
And sincerely to talk about the life and the achievement of this great guide, this great teacher, Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE was 80 years old. He passed, he was 80 last week.
Last week.
On Tuesday.
On the day we were supposed to do the
yes, yeah. On Tuesday, the day that Sheikh Sidi al-Mukhtar passed away.
Allahu Akbar.
This coincidence is a great point and a great marker now in the life of our venerated and our beloved Sheikh and in our beloved Khalif, that they are sharing in common something because their achievements are outstanding.
Absolutely.
And I would be very happy during this time to talk about his life and his achievements in this country, in Senegal, and overseas, where I used to accompany him a lot.
Well, followers, be well seated. We're going to have the story of this great icon once again. My first question will just strike directly to you, which is, who was Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, his origin first, before we got into other things?
Obviously, he was known from being from Saint-Louis, Ndar.
A region in Senegal.
Yes. When you read his writings in his poems in Wolof, he always denominate himself Al-Gindariyu, telling that part of the island of Saint-Louis, of the fishermen, where he is coming from, and
called
where he's Getndar. This is where his ancestors are from. And he was always reminding people while he was doing politics, and we will
come back to that, inshallah. I will tell you, because if you don't know Africa, the structure of this continent is kind of mixed up with different ethnic groups. We call them Wolof, Serer, and others. Which ethnic group Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE belongs to?
You know, he used to say something about the ethnic groups that are rooted in. We know that our ancestors are always coming from that part of the north, coming from that what they call Walo. Those who are following the long side of the Senegal River. Those people have, you know, encountered all the ethnic groups, and principally the Fulanis and what they call the Pular, the people. And
if you follow that, that can come all the way up to Egypt, by the way.
Exactly. This is where they trace, and through Egypt to Saudi Arabia, the peninsula, at least, knowing that the origins of our Islam, our way to be keen to that culture, came from that way that we took to come down to Saint Louis.
MashaAllah. That's Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. You're seeing beautiful light sparkling from that beautiful, perfect spiritual guide we're talking about today, of course. We're going to talk about his education, because when we talk about a sheikh, we have to know where he got his first-hand educations, where he started, Sheikh Abdoulaye.
He studied in Saint Louis.
In Saint Louis.
Was his grandmother who taught him the Quran. When women start your education, you have a great chance to be somebody very knowledgeable, because the root base of education is always coming from women.
Absolutely. In
our cultures. And it's a marker that says everything of the place of woman in education in this country. Like Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba's mother, like Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba's grandmother, Mam Astawalo, who was a Quran teacher. Many women were Quranic teachers, also in Saint Louis at that time.
And I heard even there's this famous book of FROM TOUBA called Sindidu. When he wrote it, Mam Astawalo, who used to read this famous book of Dalailul Khairat, started letting away Dalailul Khairat and then embraced this beautiful book of FROM TOUBA.
Yeah, you know, those are common sense, because part of that basic education has absolutely to involve women. This is only now that we see less of that part, and I think that some scholars should do the work in a certain way to know who were those women Quranic teachers in a certain time in this country. We know many of the schools of Quranic schools, but we do not know those women who were at the same time they were wives, housewives, were at the same time Quranic teachers. They were taking care of their households and also taking care of giving the basis of Quranic education.
That could be light up by the daughters of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba.
Absolutely.
Someone like Sohna Fatija Mbake,
yes,
Sohna Muslim Mbake, Sohna Mumina. All of them, they kind of represent something very outstanding in our community in terms of teaching and showing up the way, the Muridiya way, of course. Just to come up to what women usually represent in this community for, adding up something to what Sheikh Abdoulaye Diyeye's mother.
Exactly, and Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye also is coming from a family of people who were learning the Quran and teaching the Quran. His grandfather was the Imam, the famous Birama Dieyye, Imam of the unique, at that time, Mosque Juma in Getnar, which mosque Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye turned later into a modern center of Islamic culture and a Juma. He was the first Juma in Gendar. The first Juma, and it happened during the late 20th century.
Wow.
That's very recent in history.
Absolutely.
Gendar has never had a Juma before Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye to put one there.
Wow.
And Gendar was the place where Ahmadou Bamba used to come and stay.
Because they denied them, they refused to have one, or they couldn't just have. What happened? Why they couldn't have a Juma during the colonizators' time?
Exactly. It was something that was controlled by administration. After the colonial administration came a kind of a misperception of the people, of the fishermen people. They thought that they were people who were not refined enough. And many scholars, Islamic scholars, people who knew Arabic fluently, they had always to cross the river and go pray in the other side of the island, what they call Nord or Sud, where they had two big Juma.
Absolutely.
Until recently, in 2004, Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye built. Not in 2004. In 1997, Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye
built the first Juma.
Built the first Juma in Getnar.
MashaAllah. So beautiful. And we was talking about the fishermen in Senegal, because they go all along the coast from the north, come up to Dakar. We cannot just talk about those fishermen without having our mind to a great icon, a spiritual master here in Dakar as well, called Sayyidina Limamu Lai, with the kalima La ilaha illallah, who fought with many things, demons and all that, to help this community really get together, and very organized today, the Lion community. So we're saluting and giving again our condolences to the Caliph of the Lion Order, to the departure of Sheikh Mokhtar Mbake, Caliph of this particular order. So he learned Arabic and Islam, of course, and at the same time he learned also French.
Yes, he went to school.
How he started it?
Yes, I remember he told the story. He was not, it was not meant for him to go to what they call French school.
Right.
But there was a remarkable man in Saint-Louis who was from Getnar and who did many things for the youth in our country, here in Senegal. His name is Sar Ousmane Chane. Ousmane Chane Sar.
Ousmane Chane Sar.
That's Ousmane Chane Sar who pleaded to his parents to let the young Abdoulaye Dieyye go to French school. And he used to always say, if it were not Sar Ousmane Chane,
he will never go to school.
I would have been, a Quranic teacher in my father's Dara.
That'll be good though, but this is also adding up, of course, some benefits to him. So what kind of diplomas he had finally in that area?
When he went to school, Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye has something that was very particular to to a man of, to a religious person. He was an artist.
He was.
Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE was very clever with his hands.
In drawing.
In drawings, paintings.
Paintings.
And for that he went to technical school in Saint Louis. After the technical school he went to Mauritania at the Miferma for that iron, in the iron industry for not long ago, and came back to Senegal where he pursued studying and worked, went to the what they called this applied economic school here that they call NEA, where he became an administrator, a city planner, and in that regard he was one of those who helped planify the Senegal River Valley.
MashaAllah.
And the valley of Sébikotane. People in Sébikotane know very much Sheikh DIEYE because the young Sheikh DIEYE came as a landscape planner there.
Right.
And from there, also, he kept studying and went to Versailles in Paris.
In Paris, MashaAllah.
At the landscape school and graduated from that great landscape school of Versailles.
MashaAllah. Actually, it's quick, but this is something not to kind of because we kind of walking away with time here. So he Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, a master, will learn what he had to in his own religion, the Quran and everything else, and also went to the other side and learned French school and has diplomas and came back to work in this country. But he's known in the community in the order of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. He's known as a disciple of Sheikh Al-Khadim. So how this started? He had it from his parents, or it was a will from himself who did his allegiance to Sheikh Al-Khadim?
You have to look at the context. The context was Saint Louis, Ndar. Ndar was the capital of Senegal. Ndar was the place where Ahmadou Bamba was tried by the French. Ndar was the place where Sayyidina Al-Hajj Malik Sy lived with his family and had some of his children were born in Saint Louis too. Saint Louis was what they call the quartier latin of Senegal at that time.
The elite.
The elite, the scholars. All the scholars have to meet in Saint Louis and to show how high their degrees are. Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE came in that context, but in a sociological context also, the Murids were considered like less than others, the Qadiriya, the Tijanis.
Right, because it's a new order.
This is a new order, and it was an order
not really understood.
Yes, but and it was an order that was founded by
a black man,
a local person, a black person. That's a very, very important factor. It meant also that everything that was shown or written by that man was suspected.
And Sinjua himself went to say in one of his very far and I mean outstanding book of Mazalikul Jinan, don't take my skin color as a mean not to follow me.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop me from being great. My literature,
Yes.
Just to add up to what you're saying right now,
Exactly. But when Ahmadou Bamba came to that conclusion, it meant that sociologically there was a reason, because there was that rejections of the Murids, Murids who are used to be coming from the rural part of Senegal, coming from the Baol or the Kayor,
Not from cities.
And not from cities.
Actually, they had four commune, for cities they call the real citizens of Africa.
Yes.
Even though we all you know, blacks over here, but they had Saint Louis, Dakar, Rufisque, and Gorée called the four communes, where they, the borough, where they, whoever came from the four boroughs were considered as French, not African.
Exactly, and the leaders who are representative of those orders in Senegal were light-skinned people. They were coming from Mauritania or above. Ahmadou Bamba was the only one who was a local leader, who was speaking the language of the people, and at the same time trying to be interested in the dynamics, cultural, economic, and historical dynamics that were going on in our country.
That was revolutionary.
Absolutely revolutionary. Those people at that time who had this sense of justice, I mean racial justice, like they say in America, those people had automatically to follow Ahmadou Bamba. And among them, prominent people in Saint Louis, like Ahmed Sey Mbaïté, who was very well known for being a strong follower of Ahmadou Bamba, were grooming those young Murids, trying to help them master Ahmadou Bamba's work.
Take advantage of the message.
Take advantage of the message and resemble, look like the message. This is in that context that Sheikh Jay came out. He was having these words, Bamba Baba.
Meanings Bamba or nothing.
Or nothing. And at the same time, if you look at the word Bamba, Bamba, you can write in it Bamba, and you can Baba. That was a genius.
That was genius, right? That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
There were people who were trying to get out of that hold, that, you know, colonization, presence of another Islam that was not an Islam rooted in our country, that was an Islam that was imported from Mauritania or above Mauritania. Those people were trying to get out of that, that situation of being a servant of something that was not the religion properly.
Right. A culture or something.
Yeah.
They were more spiritual, though. Yeah. So since they follow Sheikh Al-Khadim, which means they really look for knowledge, because Serigne Touba is kind of pouring tremendous knowledge from, you know, he said, Karamati khattu yadi, my karama, my miracles, my writings, and Allah only knows the amount of books he wrote. So this is a kind of a very culturally outstanding city where everybody comes and everybody looks for knowledge. Of course, Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE followed Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, and how, I want to know exactly how he mastered that, and how gradually spiritually he made up his way in this particular order.
When Ahmadou Bamba went to Mauritania, after he came back from exile, this is that moment of when he went to South Elma, and to Sarsara, and all those moving. He met with one member of the Daymani family, who named Sheikh Sidi Ahmed Uldu Usmuhu Daymani. Uldu Usmuhu Daymani was very fond of Ahmadou Bamba, to a point that he took his bay'ah and became a follower of Ahmadou Bamba. Something very seldom in that.
You can see that in the poem of Serigne Touba, in the Lazina ila Sarsara qad qasadu ziyarati Faruq ad-Darini awsara. He mentioned something about the Daymani family who followed him, which was very difficult, though, during that time.
Exactly.
Seeing a Mauritanian who's very knowledgeable following someone coming from.
Sheikh Sidi Ahmed came to Saint Louis to get closer to Ahmadou Bamba and to Ahmadou Bamba's people.
So it wasn't Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieye who went to meet him in Mauritania. It's actually Sheikh Ismou who came into
Senegal.
Oh, okay. That I didn't know, though.
He was the sheikh of many people at that time. People like, I don't want to say name, prominent politicians during the time of the events in 1962 and before 1962. He used to tell to those young politicians who were very very keen to liberate this country from he will tell them, you know, to be careful. Sheikh Sidi Ahmed is the one who completed Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye mystical.
Not in Mauritania, but in Senegal.
In Senegal. And Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye also used to travel to Mauritania to go visit him and his family. This was something that was very, very, very intense at that time. I remember Sheikh Dieyye told me, when Sheikh Sidi Ahmed saw how much love I had for Ahmadou Bamba, he wrote a letter and told me to go visit Sheikh Ahmadou Lamine Diop Dagana in Diourbel. During that time, he was still alive. And Sheikh Ahmadou Lamine Diop Dagana became one of Sheikh Dieyye's teachers under recommendation
of his own sheikh.
Of his own sheikh.
Right.
This is how sheikhs do. They
nobody has the you know,
nobody has it all.
No, absolutely right.
But, you know,
you got to share knowledge.
Yes. And he went around and, you know, being groomed and made perfect by, you know, the help of those prominent sheikh. One of his first sheikh also, who came to Saint Louis, was Sheikh Abdul Khafour Mbake, the last son of Mamor Diarra.
Right.
Was one of his first sheikh.
Of Sheikh Deyman.
Of Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye, the first.
La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Well, this is knowledge coming out. Anyway, we're having today our sheikh and friend, of course, Sheikh Fara GAYE, who was actually the communication director or head of Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye when he was, of course, here alive. Sheikh, who went through his early life, we learned some about his mystical training. I just want to know now, before we go to the international development of all this, what was the result of his meeting, actually? If you want to, you can sums it up in a couple of seconds, the results of his meeting with this particular sheikh, because all sheikhs has different way of training. Some, you know, give, you know, like Sintuas said, there's many ways, you know, there's some would train with the zikr area, others with, what was the method of al-Deyman training? I don't know, is some kind of secret or mystical stuff you cannot maybe say on television, but what was the method of this particular sheikh?
All that I can say are things that are, to me, related directly by Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye. And those examples corroborate what is known from all the mystical teachers about the way that they elevate their students.
Right.
I remember one day, Sheikh Dieyye told me, Sheikh Sidi Ahmed asked me to build him his little house in Saint Louis. And he said that I came to help with all I had. I took all my friends and asked them to come and help. He said that I was a lot criticized by people.
For the endeavor.
For the endeavor. Because they said, oh, how can you do something for this man and you're not taking care of your own parents? He said that I was hurt. But at the end, when everything was done and he he came and looked at the work, and he said to me, Abdullah,
MashaAllah.
حقل جرجف.
طوبى لعبد مريد صادق لهم بخدمة أو بحب أو هدية. All right.
And talking about hadiyah, Sheikh Sidi Ahmed used to tell him, do you know what hadiyah I want you to give me?
Which means the gifts.
Yes.
Right.
The
For the sake of Allah.
Yes. Say that. Go take care of the news, gather the news of the day, and come and tell me what's going on. Related to me.
Because he doesn't have time to.
And tell me what's going on in the world.
MashaAllah. So he's kind of preparing his disciple to go around and teach what he learned from. Some other sheikh have silsila, what we call chain of
transmission.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it called? His chain of transmission?
You know, he called his chain his transmission, his silsila, khidmatul khadim. But fi ma yurdi rahim. Wa yu'idhu li rajim.
MashaAllah.
Wa yunji anil jahim.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah grant us that.
You know, being in the service of the servant, meaning Ahmad Bamba. Fi ma yurdi rahim, the way Allah agrees with us. Wa yu'idhu li rajim, and the way that will make shaitan angry and keep you from the hellfire.
Yes.
That's Ahmad Bamba who wrote it on a paper and gave it to Sheikh Sidi Ahmed. He said, here is your way.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah, absolutely. Well, this is well summed up though, his presence in Senegal, basically in the region called St. Louis, known in Wolof as Ndar, how he met, he's in the order of Sheikh Al-Khadim, Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, the best servant, Asna Al-Khadim of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but also under the guidance of Sheikh Ismullah from Mauritania, who trained him actually in St. Louis. Beautiful Sheikh Fara GAYE. Before we go now to the international way, we're going to have this segment from Serigne Lamine right now of the video. If it's ready from the control room, we're going to see the video if it's ready. If not, we're going to follow up, inshallah, for the segment of Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE when he went up with the disciples from, other continents. Bismillah. Okay, it's not ready yet, so we're gonna follow up. Sheikh, before we're gonna now talk about Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE from a different perspective. He started going out of Senegal. Before that, we're gonna say give our salam to a disciple of yours, Miss Dorothy Johnson from Sohna Musli from New York City. I mean, someone who was really, really just fought hard with me with the numbers, help out for the show to happen, give me all your numbers, and then because of that we had this meeting. So we'll take our time to give our salam to Miss Sohna Musli, Sohna Dorothy Johnson. I'll give you time to say hi to her, of course.
Yes, I wanted to say thank you,
MashaAllah,
for many reasons. Thank you for acknowledging Ahmad Bamba,
Alhamdulillah,
choosing him through pictures and through his literature. The love of that man made that young woman wanted to pursue into knowing who Ahmad Bamba is and the Muridiya.
MashaAllah.
She came to a point that she told me, I'm in a research, I'm searching for peace. I'm searching for peace. And I saw in Ahmad Bamba a peace maker, one of the greatest peace fighter and freedom fighter.
Right, right.
On the process, she came to ask me, what name are you going to give me? I say, hey, Ahmad Bamba has a beautiful daughter named Muslima, very well known with the name of Sohna Musli. I said, you are searching for peace, you are searching for Muslim to become a Muslim, somebody who carries the peace
Right.
in you, somebody who have reached peace in you. So why don't you look like Sohna Musli? She searched for her and saw her picture
MashaAllah.
in the net. She was more than happy to, you know, to be with to be Sohna Musli.
Right, right.
And she is still there searching for Ahmad Bamba,
MashaAllah.
searching for Islam.
Well. Seeing a post though, and what she really said about you and the connection she had with you, seems like I mean, she's basically reached that goal though. And see also the wide range of posts she's doing, meaning how, you know, intellectual and open-minded she really is though. This is really beautiful, Sohna Musli. We just wish you well, inshallah.
This makes me wanting to say something about Ahmadu Bamba's disciples overseas. I wanted to greet all of them, those who are in Atlanta, Georgia. I
think I'm going to have to come to that when my questions will roll over and come back to that particular relationship between you and your disciples, meaning Sheikh Abdoulaye Diyeye's relationship with the disciples. But first, we're going to start to know, when was the first time Sheikh Abdoulaye Diyeye really got out of this country for his spiritual travel? What country he started first?
France.
In France.
He went to Versailles. I said it.
When was that?
In 1976.
1976.
1976. Abdoulaye Diyeye is a student at the Versailles Institute of Landscape. Abdoulaye Diyeye came and organized the young Murids in Paris and created the first Murid organization in Paris. And that was called Association des étudiants et stagiaires Mourides en France. That organization became later what was called the MIM, the Murid International Organization in Europe.
In Europe, right.
That organization of those young people in Murids in Paris did the first international conference of the Muridia in 1977 at the UNESCO.
Right.
Under Ahmadou Makhtar Mbow.
And Sheikh Abdullah sent a a delegation over there. I remember that. It was well reported.
Yes.
By Serigne Madike Wade.
Yes.
Of St. Louis.
Yes, they talked about it. And it was Sheikh Abdoulaye Diyeye who brought the whole world to focus on who Ahmadou Bamba was and what have Ahmadou Bamba accomplished for humanity. I remember Amadou Hampâté Bâ, the great writer and scholar
from Mali,
from the Massina, as I should say, the disciple of Thierno Bokar, was in ecstasy at the UNESCO. He said that we have learned today. There are good news coming from Africa.
Absolutely.
Because all the news that were coming from Africa was war, hunger, people starving, or diseases.
For a purpose, though.
Exactly. But when he heard what Ahmadou Bamba had accomplished in Paris, he said, there are good news
coming from Africa.
Finally.
Finally, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what a news, Sheikh Al-Khadim.
Yes. And after UNESCO, they did a same conference at the headquarters of the European Union in Brussels. In Brussels.
Still under
Sheikh Abdoulaye Diyeye. And those young people, they were going all over. They created that magazine, that newspaper, the first magazine of the Murids that were called the Ndigal.
Well, Beautiful. We're gonna have this segment of Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, Sheikh Fara, to see the Sheikh live for a minute, just to heat up our hearts a little bit. So the segment, please, if it's ready. Bismillah.
Allowed us and given us an opportunity to sit down and meet, so we should be saying thank you to Allah for that.
Et nous avons toute la diversité qui fait le charme du monde. Vous avez toutes les sortes d'habits, de l'habit de Alena qui est purement africaine et de celle qui est à ce côté d'elle, de l'habit de Mohidine, de mon habit. Nous avons tous les instruments de musique très différents, des instruments qui viennent de la Turquie, d'autres qui viennent de l'Afrique, d'autres qui viennent d'ailleurs. C'est comme ça le monde. Il faut s'unir ou périr, il faut s'unir pour avoir l'amour de Dieu.
He said diversity is the wealth of the world. He said there are people are wearing different clothes, different types of clothes from all over the world. From Nigeria, he said starting from Helena's clothes that are purely African, to Mohidine's clothes, to everybody else's clothes. We have musical instruments that are from different parts of the world, from Turkey, from Africa. This is the diversity that makes the richness and the wealth of the world.
Et maintenant, nous allons nous mettre dans une position de lotus, ou quelque position aisée que la personne peut.
So now we're going to assume the lotus position for those who can, otherwise just any other position.
Nous allons nous considérer ce cercle comme le centre du monde.
We submit to His will and ask Him to lead us through His will, which is the only will that is truly in existence. And that is the divine will.
Et nous lui demandons autour de ce cercle d'être les secrets du Seigneur sur terre, et que le Seigneur soit notre secret sur terre, dans les cieux.
We ask that He makes us His secrets here on earth, and that Allah be our secret up in heaven.
Avant de commencer notre méditation, nous témoignons devant Dieu que toutes les races émanent de lui, que toutes les religions émanent de lui. Il n'y a pas de bonne race et de mauvaise race, il n'y a pas de bonne religion et de mauvaise religion. Ce sont des portes qu'il a ouvertes à des gens, et que qui y passe arrivera à lui.
MashaAllah, this is our Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. Really beautiful. A circle from, that was in France, in Paris, or?
No, this was in America.
Oh, okay.
It was in California.
In California.
You can see the palm trees.
The palm trees over there, right?
Santa Barbara.
Of Santa Barbara. I've kind of recognized you in the picture, though. There's other person you can point out over there you recognize in the scene?
I have to recognize that I know them well. But I have to designate those people of a certain age.
Mooney, and a man from Ireland who lives in Santa Barbara, who converted to Islam in the hands of Sheikh DIEYE. He was more than 80 years old with his wife.
I think you saw the couple sitting with the white beard next to Sheikh Abdoulaye right now, just a while
Exactly.
ago.
Tom became Muslim, and Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE named him after his own brother, Yatma.
Yatma.
He said that this one I'm going to honor my brother, Yatma,
MashaAllah.
after Tom Mooney, and his wife Dorothy. Mamadou Touré was there. I see Rokhaya from Mauritius. I see also this young female rabbi who was sitting next to the Sheikh. Another murid of Sheikh DIEYE, Jariatullah. People from Iran, from Iran. People from Iran was there sitting because they were amazed by the message of
Sheikh Abdoulaye.
And it's the message of Ahmad Bamba. He was carrying the message of Ahmad Bamba. Ahmad Bamba is Khadimu Rasul, meaning he's the one who is the sum of all religions. He is the representative of all spiritual tendencies. This is how the message should be taught. People wonder how Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE did to bring that many people to the meridian.
The meridian. Actually, he said the whole world is in the circle.
the whole world. This is how
But
you
Sheikh
should.
Farah, if you gather people from different nationality, it must be a strong rope that really tied them up. And most of the rope that really used, basically, most of the spiritual masters, there's the word love in it.
Yes.
There's also peace.
Yes.
How he vehicled those two words in the outside world, how he used them, how he convinced these people that love is really the way to go in the spiritual dimension to reach the realms.
You remember that that sentence of Ahmad Bamba when he said that Dini hubbullahi hubbullazi idaqama. He didn't say my deen is Judaism, my deen is, no.
My deen is love.
My deen is love.
MashaAllah.
Said my worship.
And he showed to the people who tried to hurt him,
Exactly.
to kill him,
Yes.
to do everything to stop the message.
This is what we forget. We forget that the Sheikh said my worship is the way of love. That's essential when you want to come and call other people into Ahmad Bamba's message. If they don't see the love, if they don't perceive the love, they would be hesitant. But if they see and feel that this is absolutely unique and this is true, because love is true.
Is it Allah reach only by the means of love, or
Love
other
is,
means?
love is beyond knowledge. Those who have reached knowledge know that there is something left. How are you going to make people benefit from that knowledge if you don't love them?
In kuntum tuhibbun Allah fattabi'uni yuhibbukumullah.
You said it.
Right. If you love Allah, Rasulullah said, follow me, and Allah in the other way will
Yeah,
love
he
you.
said that if you know, he didn't say if you know.
If you know, if you love.
If you love.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's meaningful.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's how he of course. But I just want to retropel a little bit back to his early start in France, of course. From France, with the meetings he had at the United Nations over there. I mean, what do you call them? UNESCO.
UNESCO.
What was the second step? It was just right up after that to America, or he had
No,
to go
you
throughout Europe?
you have to organize the Murids. You have to have a publication. Young people are starting to reflect and to write. Those people who have, there are people who have never heard from Ahmad Bamba the way the Sheikh presented it. Him. The Sheikh did not present Ahmad Bamba as somebody who is just a folk teacher, who is not somebody who's a local teacher. He was using the fact that Islam is universal,
International.
and the one who is the inheritor, the heir of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi
Who said,
wasallam,
"Inna arsalnaka ila kaffatan linnas."
the heir of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on earth has to be able to master different languages and has to use also the means of rationality to convince and to persuade people that this is a true message of God. And this is how Sheikh J did. He started having a publication where people,
in France.
Yes, where they break. They will talk about.
That was in what area in France? In Chanteloup-les-Vignes or something?
Chanteloup-les-Vignes was the place where everything took place.
Right. Because I remember I was in a train station reading that particular publication.
Yes.
And I was reading it when I got to the train to go to Mantes-la-Jolie at the time. I was in Paris.
Yes.
And there was this French woman, very, very polite, who approached me and said, "Okay, what are you reading?" I was like, "I'm reading a publication of Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE." He said, "Well, actually, he's my sheikh." I'm like, "Okay, alhamdulillah." And we had this beautiful conversation. It was a little while ago, just to add up to what Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE did really over there.
Yes, as a science, as a person who knows how science can be a tool to help spread Sheikh Ahmad Bamba's work, he started also writing books in French.
MashaAllah.
He went to Gabon to write that famous book in 1987 that was called Sur les traces de Ahmadou Bamba, on the footsteps of Ahmadou Bamba, the exile in Gabon, to describe the scene under which the scenery, for people to just see how there was an adequacy between the mission and the place where the mission has to take place.
Absolutely.
Because at that time, Gabon was something very nasty and ugly.
Right. A region not really known still in Africa because it's white. It's twice almost the size of France or something, I heard.
Yes, Gabon is not that big, but Gabon is extremely wet, very tropical, very humid. This is where the equator is.
Absolutely, right, at the center.
It's raining every time, and they have all these forests and wild nature.
MashaAllah. I hate to stop you, but we'll open the line though if you want to participate in the program. If not, you can just send us a message on Facebook though. Echo from Touba. You can find our page, send us messages like many others are doing right from around the world. Of course, South America, we're getting messages. America, North America, and in Africa here in Gambia, our the closest country here in Senegal, we're getting all messages. Nigeria, really saying nice stuff about the program, so we'll like also to keep giving out these messages that really encourages us to keep going. Sheikh Fara, I hope you visited the Facebook Echo from Touba.
Yes.
There's someone in the line right now. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. Yes, who's calling?
Yes, Sheikh Abdoulaye Dieyye.
Sheikh Baranyan, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much.
You have a word for the program?
Yes, very content for the emission.
MashaAllah.
Because I'm from Touba.
You from Touba, MashaAllah.
Yes, my grandmother is Sheikh Mbake. His daughter is Sheikh Mbake Khadim Rasul.
We're giving our ziyar to you and your family.
Yes, thank you.
And our condolences as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I greet to all people working to Lamphal. Like Sheikh Jaraf Jah, by Jaraf Jah.
By Jaraf.
This is my best friend.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
Yes, I greet to all people.
What do you know about Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE? We're talking about a wonderful person today.
What do you say?
Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, his contribution. Do you know something about him?
Yes, this man is very, very important for the Muslims.
Absolutely.
Because all people, if somebody, somebody is like powerful, you can't accept him.
Absolutely.
Like Frim Touba.
MashaAllah.
Anywhere you go in, you see this walk. That's why he's talking. Ya Malik al-Mulki, li wastaqduna jawan li mulki wal malakuti dahra yallahu.
MashaAllah.
Anywhere you go, you see something for the Sheikh Ahmad Bamba Khadim Rasul.
Absolutely. All over.
Yes. That's why you walk into Sheikh Ahmad Bamba before, after God is creating Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, you walk into Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
MashaAllah, Sheikh, actually a beautiful contribution, Sheikh Fara. Thank you for calling, by the way, and please keep calling. Again, the program, every Wednesday, 3:30, 3 o'clock to 4, there's a rerun the next Wednesday, and sometime on Sunday night as well, and many times chosen by the studio here in Dakar. So time is going over. Sheikh Abdoulaye went to America quickly, though. He created circles in California, like we saw on the video. What's the remnants of Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE work today in America?
1996 is our first trip to California in San Francisco. There is every year a Sufi symposium in that area, what they call the Bay Area.
The Bay Area.
1996, it was at the end of March. For me I have to tell things that way, because when we arrived in San Francisco, we met a person, a lady, called Sister Khadija Fukwa. Sister Khadija Fukwa came directly to Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE and told him, I have been waiting for you for 21 years.
I never knew him before.
I have seen you in a dream 21 years ago.
That's deep.
My daughter is here. My daughter asked me, why don't you follow any sheikh? I say, my sheikh is not yet here.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Boy, knowing Allah's Hayyul Qayyum, though, this is not really even something to be surprised of with the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I want to pay a tribute to that extraordinary woman. She invited immediately Sheikh Jay to come to Los Angeles. We went to Los Angeles during that trip. We spent 3 days in LA, and everything started from there.
MashaAllah.
To talk about Khadija Fukua, Khadija Fukua, the way she described Sheikh Jay was when Sheikh Jay came into politics. Sheikh Jay, Khadija was here when Sheikh Jay was elected member of the parliament. And Khadija saw that 21 years before.
Right. He was in a mission, of course.
He was in a mission.
He was in a mission. Khadija Fukua visited Senegal, I mean, many times. What was the last time she came in?
She came once.
In Senegal? Never came back?
Never came back until she died.
Oh, she passed away.
She passed away. This is why I wanted to say it.
Oh.
And she brought all the next followers of Sheikh Jay in California came through Khadija Fukua.
Tabarakallah.
May Allah
have mercy on
her
and soul, inshallah,
and increase her in station,
inshallah,
where she can be around her beloved Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, and both of them, and all those who are there together around Sheikh Ahmad Bamba.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Well, we're still waiting for the member of your circle, though, to come. We're going to talk about widely Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE, inshallah, with, with that, hopefully, though. You just said about, because quickly we have 2 minutes, you said about the politics. Of course, he was very involved in politics with his slogan, well-known, Allahu Wahidun. His party's name was
FSD.
He's survived by spiritual sons, but also biological sons, though.
Of course.
Who survived them? He has children in the world.
Yeah, he has prominent children who are well educated, people who are known in this country, and people who are known overseas.
Can you tell us some of them?
Sons and daughters. Most of them should be Sheikh Ahmad Bamba Jay, who is known right here as one of the very prominent political figures.
Sheikh
Bamba Jay,
right.
Who is one who followed his father's breakthrough into politics.
Right.
And he had another son whose name Sidi J. Very well educated person. He lives in London.
They kind of keep pushing me out, though, saying the time is up. So Sheikh Fara, I'm sorry to stop it right here. We're going to come back, inshallah. Sheikh Fara is visiting for a while here in Senegal. And before also, I'll send my salam to the family of Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. Of course, his son, well known here in Dakar, in Senegal. Sheikh Bamba DIEYE, involved in politics, and many others, though, that, of course, I don't know, but just giving my ziyar to them. What's going to be your last word?
My last word would be for my wife,
right, mashallah,
who is Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE's daughter.
Oh, I didn't know that too.
Who lives in Touba,
mashallah,
and granddaughter of Sheikh Abdul Khafour Bake. I wanted to greet all Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE's daughters,
mashallah,
through her. They have been. All their father would never be forgotten.
Inshallah, inshallah.
He has left a huge work still to be shown to the world.
It will be, inshallah, and this is a little contribution from FROM TOUBA on the work of this wonderful person that has yet to be known in Senegal and throughout the world, called Sheikh Abdoulaye DIEYE. And before we say bye, also we wishing again long life to Sheikh Sidil Mokhtar, Sheikh Muntakha al-Mbaki. May Allah give him good health, give him all the endeavors, what he wants to realize in this community. Allah help him firmly to accomplish it, inshallah. And we just hope it's going to happen, inshallah. Saying our ziyarah also to my own Sheikh Murtada ibn Sheikh Abdul Ahad, Sheikh Abdoulaye Kamara from GAYE, and all the other Sheikh, the friends all watching from around the world. Until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Jërëjëfati Serigne Touba, jaraw lakke Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall.
بالكاف والنون ما شاء يفعل من بعد ومكنون.
Le programme suivant sera